irresistible series, Miss Fisher's Murder Mysteries.
Tonight at 8 on Arizona PBS.
Next time on The Coroner, a local man is killed by an assassin.
Whoever he is, he's a real pro.
And when Scotland Yard is called in...
This is my investigation. Best to leave it to the experts.
It creates a rift between Davy and Jane. The Coroner.
Tonight at 9 on Arizona PBS. Explore new ideas and new worlds here on Arizona PBS, a community service of Arizona State University.
See this playset? There used to be a pickup truck sitting there, a truck I didn't use and didn't want. So I donated it to public television, and they took care of everything. In addition to supporting my favorite programs, I earned a tax deduction. Turn something you don't need into something you really want. Contact the Vehicle Donation Program.
Coming up next on Arizona PBS, Life and World.
PBS Online. Share, tweet, watch.
Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
Friendship Village Tempe, a retirement community for over 30 years, offers independent living with residency options, lifelong learning classes, as well as continuing care. Information at friendshipvillageaz.com.
Support comes from Citizens Clean Elections Commission, your source for unbiased voter information. Watch an upcoming debate and vote informed this election. Visit azcleanelections.gov/debates for dates and ways to watch.
From the Cronkite Studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
With the November election ahead, the county recorder rolls out plans to keep what happened during the primaries from happening again.
Plus, how opening your door to a census recorder could open the door for more light rail routes and bus stops.
And find out how Arizona State University is working to bring STEM education to underrepresented students.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News on Arizona PBS. I'm John Cardinelli.
And I'm Samantha Lomibow. Thank you for joining us. The primary election led to a record turnout with more than 1 million Arizona voters casting ballots. However, thousands of Maricopa County residents experienced issues with voting. Tanaya Williamson reports changes are being made to try to make the general election run smoother.
The ballot I got in the mail is for the wrong party.
Kate Collick was among many Maricopa County residents who reported having issues with voting during the primary election this past August.
And they kept saying, well, you can do the provisional ballot. And I said, no, I don't want to do a provisional ballot. That's why I get it in the mail, so I don't have to stand in a long line.
Maricopa County Recorder Adrian Fontes met with the media today to ensure that voters would have a much easier time voting in the upcoming November election.
Because we've got equipment staged at locations all over Maricopa County to deploy in case these sorts of situations happen.
County Recorder Adrian Fontes spoke of ways that his office plans to improve the voting process. Among the solutions is making sure equipment is up and running at polling places before they open, and a way to monitor whether lines are getting too long.
I'll stand here and say technology doesn't solve everything, but it sure as heck does solve the biggest problem, and that is convenience and accessibility for voters. Right? Having one option versus having 40 plus one options, I don't know how that's a bad thing. I just don't.
Fontes says there will be more than 40 voting centers throughout Maricopa County, which are meant to provide voters with more options outside of their precincts. In downtown Phoenix, Tanaya Williamson, Cronkite News.
Election will be held on November 6th. Early voting begins October 10th.
A judge rejected a request made by voting rights groups to have Arizona Secretary of State Michelle Reagan send mailers to thousands of voters, informing them that their registration may be out of date. The judge ruled the groups wouldn't be affected if they weren't informed, and that Reagan's office would instead have to pay about $276,000 to send a mailer and new voter registration forms to voters who have different home addresses for motor vehicle and voter registration purposes.
The state will repay $26 million over the next 5 years to Arizona schools that missed out on federal funds for special needs students and children from low-income families. The Arizona Department of Education incorrectly dispersed more than $84 million in Title I and special education funding over the course of 4 years. The Department of Education received federal approval to correct their mistakes.
The city of Phoenix wants more money for transportation, and those funds could depend on whether you answer your door. Reporter Alexa Avila tells us why getting an accurate census count could make a difference.
We need more funding to help out because there's a lot of places that the buses just don't go to.
Samuel Holmes is a retired veteran who relies on this light rail to get him to and from his job. To increase bus and light rail routes, the city of Phoenix says it needs more federal funding. The census director for the city of Phoenix, Albert Santana, hopes that the next count will bring more money to the city.
Based off of that count, they then allocate or appropriate federal funding to the local states and local municipalities, of which we then receive to provide very important services, whether it's education, transportation, public safety.
Santana says past counts haven't been accurate, and that's why the city council created this committee to ensure everyone is counted. Phoenix Mayor Thelda Williams says it is crucial.
Our whole federal funding for 10 years is dependent upon that count. And when you think it's nearly $1 billion over a 10-year period that we depend on for several departments. We have housing, transportation, block grants that help support many of the community agencies. All of that comes and it's based on that count.
Corinne Holliday, the spokesperson for Valley Metro, says they already have plans for that money.
Next year, we're going to be expanding the light rail system a couple more miles further east in Mesa.
Holliday says that the construction workers are already preparing for the expansion.
We're looking at having about a 66-mile light rail system or high-capacity system, because it will include streetcar as well, by 2034.
Other funding that could be impacted by the census count includes housing assistance, children's health insurance, and Medicaid. In Phoenix, Alexa Avila, Cronkite News.
The census will start April 1st, 2020.
Today marks the first anniversary of Hurricane Maria, a Category 4 storm that devastated the island of Puerto Rico. There's been widespread criticism concerning the federal response to the disaster since then. And last month, a report by George Washington University estimated the death toll to be nearly 3,000, rather than previously reported 65. President of the Hispanic Federation, Jose Calderon, said in a Washington, D.C. conference today that the Federal Emergency Management Agency failed the people of Puerto Rico.
And they detailed the million ways that they failed the people of Puerto Rico. Over and over and over again. And I can tell you, as American citizens, it is unacceptable what FEMA did over the past year.
Speaker said Puerto Rico still faces a long road to recovery, considering some of the electrical grid on the island is being held together with pieces of duct tape.
In the wake of Hurricane Florence, which hit ground last week, residents on the East Coast are left to deal with the aftermath. The storm left behind rising floodwaters, damaged properties, and power outages. The estimated cost is more than $1.2 million in damages. 37 total deaths have been reported so far, including 2 children. Many rivers in North Carolina are still above flood stage, putting communities at risk of catastrophic flooding. Hundreds of roads in both of the Carolinas are closed due to flooding.
Following heavy rain and flooding in southern Arizona, police have recovered 1 body and are still looking for a second. The man's body was dragged by heavy monsoon flooding well across the border in Nogales. The body was taken to the Pima County Medical Examiner to be identified.
Arizona is trying to revoke the licenses of 13 shelters for migrant children. The State Department of Health Services says the shelters, which are operated by Southwest Key, failed to show proof of fingerprinting and background checks. In a letter, the health department said the lack of report on how these children are protected disregards state law. Southwest Key responded and said it's committed to providing the necessary confirmation and has requested a meeting with health officials. Southwest Key has 30 days to appeal.
Recent data shows that women are underrepresented in STEM fields, even more so when it comes to women of color. Cronkite News reporter Edgardo Lozoya spoke with an ASU undergraduate student who understands the importance of her role in the sciences.
ASU senior Phoebe Newell grew up in Arizona and is pursuing an undergraduate degree in molecular biosciences and biotechnology.
Why STEM, like women in STEM, that means that we want to do something to be role models.
As a child, Newell's love for STEM grew as she visited the Science Museum with her family and through science projects involving baking soda and vinegar volcanoes.
I knew I wanted to do something related to science and biology-ish when I entered college, and I'm now pre-med.
But Newell is not the norm. The world of STEM is still struggling to bring in more women, especially women of color. Women are less likely to enter and more likely to leave careers in STEM because of male-dominated work environments and lack of support from their sponsors. One ASU department tells us a reason this could be happening.
We did a yearly outreach that was to middle school girls, but you can say the words of, oh yes, you're welcome here as much as you like. It only matters if when they come, they actually feel welcome.
In a 2014-2015 study by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, women of color earned a smaller percentage of bachelor degrees across all STEM fields, with Asian women holding 4.8% and Latinas holding just 3.6%. As the daughter of an immigrant who became a doctor, Newell says she's continuously inspired by her mother's journey, and she won't be deterred from achieving her goals.
There's always going to be someone who doesn't like whatever you're doing, no matter what you do. So you just have to say, I know what I like to do, I know what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. And that's something that definitely is important.
In Tempe, Edgardo Lozoya, Cronkite News.
The Center for Gender Equality in Science and Technology at ASU is one place that's focusing on creating more opportunities for women of all races in STEM fields.
Pharmacists could reject your medication based on their religious beliefs.
Coming up on Cronkite News, a closer look at this legal practice and what you as a consumer should know if this happens to you next.
Plus, Arizona veterans remember their time in combat thanks to the flight of a lifetime.
Join Emmy Award-winning CNN anchor Anderson Cooper as he receives the 2018 Walter Cronkite Award for Excellence in Journalism, attracting industry leaders from the media, politics, business, and education. The award luncheon is the Cronkite School's signature fundraising event. Tickets for the luncheon ceremony on Wednesday, October 17th at the Sheraton Grand in Phoenix are available for sale at cronkite.asu.edu/luncheon or call 602-496-0482.
I'm Judy Woodruff, anchor and managing editor of the PBS NewsHour. The journalists of tomorrow face a fast-changing media landscape, but quality news remains vitally important to our communities, our country, and our world. At ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication, students learn solid, reliable reporting, holding the powerful accountable, and rebuilding the public's trust. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS, preparing the next generation for a stronger future of journalism.
If you're looking for one show that tells you what happened that day in the world of business, it's NBR.
We saw a classic shipwreck.
Nordstrom's opening stores.
Triple-digit gains.
Crude climbs.
We're there to help our audience find new investment ideas.
The market still has room to go up.
Nightly Business Report is the longest-running business television program in history.
Weeknights at 10:30 on Arizona PBS.
By the year 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. Before Professor Halden, I had an insane amount of passion, but I almost felt helpless because I didn't know how to use it. Professor Halden gave me a chance to make a difference. Being at a place like ASU allows you to take these big leaps. Ultimately, the biggest problems in the world cannot be solved alone.
Pharmacists in Arizona can deny customers certain prescription drugs based on moral and religious beliefs. Cronkite News reporter Cammie Clark explains how a recent case shows customers have to know their rights and what to do.
In that moment, I felt very vulnerable and out of control of my body.
Nicole Arteaga had just suffered a miscarriage when a pharmacist at a Walgreens in Peoria refused to fill her prescription. Arizona law allows such refusals, but Arteaga says the pharmacist could have worked harder to help her at the store rather than send her down the road.
He didn't even have to say anything to me except, I'm going to pass you over to this lady here who is, helping somebody else. When she's finished, she'll take care of you. I think a policy like that, and then just, making sure that they follow that.
Attorney Donald Alvarez says customers have to rely on their own awareness of the so-called conscience clause.
I think that it's up to the particular companies that the pharmacists go to work for. I'm sure that they're made aware of the law when they're training and getting their education.
Neither the Arizona State Board of Pharmacy nor the Arizona Pharmacy Association trains pharmacists on how to handle such refusals. The Arizona Pharmacy Association says in a statement that its members have diverse beliefs. AZPA recognizes the individual pharmacist's right to exercise conscientious refusal and also supports the establishment of systems to ensure patients have access to legally prescribed therapy without compromising the pharmacist's right of conscientious refusal. Artiaga says her story can happen to anyone.
I was completely blindsided by this event even happening. So I just wanted to spread awareness so that way other people who might be going to get a prescription filled, that they can be aware that pharmacists actually can say no.
Artiaga's complaint is still under investigation by the Arizona State Board of Pharmacy. In Phoenix, Cammie Clark, Cronkite News.
Arizona and at least 5 other states have conscience clauses.
Arizona will receive more than $20 million in federal grant funding to combat the opioid epidemic. The majority of the funding is intended to support the state's efforts with treatment and prevention services. The funds will also be dispersed to community health centers focused on substance use disorder and mental health needs, and for research on the epidemic. Arizona's Medicaid agency, Access, will administer the funding.
One of the first full-service cannabis kitchens in the U.S. is set to open in Tempe. Patients with medical marijuana cards will be able to purchase meals containing doses of cannabis. The kitchen expansion is part of the Mint Dispensary's $2 million renovation. There will be a full menu with breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. The cannabis-infused menu includes pizza, burgers, and street tacos.
A ground beef producer issued a recall to over 100,000 pounds of ground beef because of a deadly E. coli outbreak. The U.S. Department of Agriculture said Cargill Eat Solutions recalled about 133,000 pounds of ground beef. 18 people became sick and 1 died. The meat was produced back in June and was distributed nationwide. The USDA inspection mark on the package reads EST86R inside. If you have checked ground beef with that label, officials advise to get rid of it. Some veterans have never seen the U.S. memorials to the wars in which they fought.
Coming up on Cronkite News, we talk to some Arizona veterans remembering their time in these wars during a special visit to the nation's capital.
After rainfall Wednesday, we have some cooler temperatures here. How long will they stay cool? Plus your rainfall totals coming up.
As journalists at Cronkite News, we report on stories that matter to you by focusing on the local impact. We dig deeper and work tirelessly to keep you informed.
Live in Wickerburg.
Live in Los Angeles. In Cleveland. In Washington. In Louisville.
From Jerusalem.
Live in Philadelphia. From around the world to right here in Phoenix.
At Cronkite News, we report the facts and stick to the truth.
I'm Ted Simons, host and managing editor of Arizona Horizon. The 2018 election season has arrived. Join us for primary and general election debates. Right here, meet the candidates and hear their positions. Arizona Horizon, your source for what matters most this election season. Only on Arizona PBS.
Millions of people die every year from drinking dirty water. I would never have felt I had the ability to do something without ASU pushing me. We built filtration systems out of local materials with the people. To see those kids drink clean water for the first time, it's the most rewarding feeling that you can ever have. I went to ASU because I wanted to change the world. The thing I never would have expected is how the world would have changed me.
26. And he hooks it in. Arizona State wins. Keeping one deep, and it is caught. Jalen Strong. Do you believe it?
Honor Flight Arizona brings veterans who fought in the World War II and the Korean War to the nation's capital to thank them for their service. Cronkite News reporter Imani Stevens met some of these veterans who went to pay their respects.
For many of the veterans on this honor flight that came to see the memorials to their service, this trip to Washington has been a long time coming.
To get to come on the honor flight, I've been waiting 15 years to get to, and put my application in 2 years ago, and finally here I am.
The Arizona veterans were smiling and happy as they arrived at the World War II Memorial, just one stop on their tour of the monuments.
You read about it, that don't mean the same when you read about it. You know, you got to see it, and this is hands-on history right here.
But the emotion slowly shifted. At the sight of waving American flags and the sounds of the flowing water, a mood of quiet and somber reflection soon set in.
I'm just amazed how peaceful it is to be here among the veterans that gave so much.
Time has passed, but the memories have stayed with these veterans.
Only memories. Only memories. Some of them not good. Memories are hard. And this represents what they did, freedom. And it's our freedom that we have, that these men fought and lost their life for, is why we have what we have now.
Stepping on these grounds at the memorials here in D.C. were part of the healing process, to think about the friends that made it back home and the ones who didn't.
I lost a lot of friends in Korea, and it's very difficult when a friend right next to you gets killed. It's a memory that will never fade.
Jorg Stegmeyer looks around the memorial. He says the real heroes aren't here, but at the nearby Arlington National Cemetery.
But I just thought, how many people had bled on that dirt for us to get here that day, and now here back again today.
This is not Stegmeyer's first trip to Washington, but seeing these memorials make this trip different.
There's so much. You know, it's like standing at the edge of the Grand Canyon trying to see it all at one time the first time. It's impossible, you know? And so I would give anything to be able to come back and do it again.
Like most of the veterans on this trip, he speaks of his service simply saying it was a part of a larger cause.
They thank us for being here. No, we did it for them. We did it for you.
In Washington, Imani Stevens, Cronkite News.
Yesterday's cloudy skies and scattered showers brought us some cooler temperatures.
Matt Kling is here with our forecast.
That's right, guys. We saw a little bit of rain yesterday, but only 0.17 inches, not too much. Now, we're still in monsoon season, and this year we've seen 2.56 inches of rain here in Arizona, but the average monsoon, not too much higher, 2.71, but no real threats of rain over the next week. As you can take a look, the future cast, not necessarily any cloud cover even going on across the state. Some rainfall down in the eastern part, but that's moving out pretty quickly. Tonight, though, if you're going out, it will still feel a little bit more oppressive. Humidity was brought about from yesterday's storms. Temperatures, though, dipping into the 80s, and then tomorrow temperatures will stay relatively the same today. 96 down Casa Grande, 99 Phoenix up north, a little bit cooler, 76 over in Flagstaff. Along the western side of the state, triple-digit highs. Here in the valley, we're going to see similar highs throughout the next 7 days. 99 tomorrow, 101 over the weekend each day, and temperatures pretty much staying the same throughout the next week. From the Cronkite Weather Center, I'm Matt Kling.
A new college class is offering some student athletes training in modern forms of etiquette.
Coming up on Cronkite News, GCU's new program that's teaching these young athletes the rules of the social media game.
I'm Matt Berry, ESPN Sports Center anchor and graduate of ASU's Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication. With its bachelor's and master's degrees in sports journalism, the Cronkite School is preparing the next generation of sports journalists to tell stories that matter, stories that excite, inspire, and inform. Cronkite immerses students in covering sports at all levels in one of the country's top sports markets. It's this hands-on experience under the guidance of award-winning sports media veterans that shape the top journalists of tomorrow.
Cronkite News, weeknights at 5 on Arizona PBS.
Because the media plays such a significant role in sports, athletes have to stay aware at all times that people are watching. Our reporter, Sydney Carter, went to Grand Canyon University to learn more.
Today's student athletes now not only have to worry about their performance in their sport, but how they appear away from the field of play as well.
When you're an athlete, you're in the public eye a little bit more, so you have to be careful, you know, not only what you post, but how you present yourself just walking around campus, because, you know, there's people who look up to you and are seeing what you're doing.
I think with our student athletes, media is a huge component. There's a lot of times where they're interacting with various media sources throughout their collegiate career.
Brianna Nagley teaches University Success for Student Athletes at Grand Canyon University. She helps her students transition to college life, including how to responsibly manage both traditional media outlets and social media platforms.
We do spend a significant amount of time working on how to build your brand, how to effectively communicate your message, and making sure that how the media receives it is how you ultimately want to be portrayed, because you're representing not only yourself, but your sport, your university, and your community.
As a student athlete progresses in their career, the amount of eyes watching them only increases as they head into playing professional sports.
I love what we do here at Grand Canyon University, where we actually really prep our student athletes right when they get on campus about all the things that they're going to be exposed to. As soon as you do something, it could go viral. So I think what student athletes have to manage today is a lot more pressure, but hopefully we're helping our student athletes navigate that in a positive way.
The course at Grand Canyon University was implemented in 2014, just 1 year after they became a Division I school. In Phoenix, Sydney Carter, Cronkite News.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's coming up on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
On the next Arizona Horizon, a clean elections debate between candidates running for the Arizona Corporation Commission, which, among other things, regulates the state's utilities. Corporation Commission debate on the next Arizona Horizon.
I'm Judy Woodruff. On the next NewsHour, how chef Jose Andres is offering a helping hand to hurricane victims. That's Thursday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to cronkitenews.azpbs.org.
Support for Arizona PBS comes from viewers like you and from
Whitfield Nursery, proud to support Arizona PBS, a Valley tradition since 1946. Over 200 acres of Arizona-grown trees, citrus, and palms. Complete custom design and installation. And Whitfield Nursery still does the digging. WhitfieldNursery.com.
I'm Chef Mark Tarbell. Join me for Check Please Arizona. This week, our guests have dined all over the valley. At Taqueria El Chino in Phoenix, The Thumb in Scottsdale, and at Elements at Sanctuary Resort in Paradise Valley. Don't miss Check Please Arizona, tonight at 7 on Arizona PBS.
Thanks for watching Arizona PBS, a viewer-supported community service of Arizona State University.